Hello. I should just do like Twitch does game programming and see what happens. How good would that be? The answer is probably not that good. You know? Could be funny. Well, my machine would get pwned is the first thing that would happen. So it probably wouldn't be that funny. Did I come to my senses and decide not to play Dark Ages? Well, I did buy it, but I'm not going to play it tonight. Partially because there's some little things I want to get done tonight. Partially because if I play an action game right before I go to bed, I have a little bit of adrenaline and it's hard to sleep. Right? So, unless you play so much of it, like if you play an action game for like 10 hours, then you're just dog tired and you fall asleep anyway. But like playing an action game for like 2 hours before bed, it's not a good recipe. 7 years pro streamer, fake news. Fake news, I'm barely 7 years old. Come on. All right. Okay. So we want to do some sound effect. All right. Here's what I want to do. Okay. If dot. So apparently our old logic didn't totally work. Okay. So where does success get set? Like success only. Oh, dang. All right. Okay, so we're just going to change this. And so, yeah, okay. If dot, all right. If dot is greater than O dot 9, so we're going to have sound name is going to be torque 0 if the direction is unchanged. If dot is less than 0.9, the direction changed. Okay. If dot is less than minus O dot 9, sound name is torque 180. We did a sick 180. Right, otherwise, we got to do cross. Right? Well, how do we... Do I have to do a frickin' ATAN 2 here? How do you do this? It's really late at night. Right, so if we want to know if it went plus 90 or minus 90, and including it could go vertical, right? So we want to know if the cross product is up or down relative. We could just ATAN 2. Right? The problem is we can't just say cross.z, except we will for... This doesn't work if one of the directions is vertical, right? But the real way to get sine theta in 3D is to like actually there should just be one coordinate of x, y, and z that's the maximum. That's because it's a grid-based game. Anyway, dot, right? Torque 90. Torque. Let's do this. They don't know what 90 means because it could be either direction. So we'll go torque counterclockwise. Else sound name equals torque clockwise. And then based on all this, we'll go short game report sound name, no check-in, and that way we can see what's happening. And then sound name. Okay. Right. Can I imagine angles and cross products in the air without drawing anything? No, I don't have a visual imagination at all, so I wouldn't say in the air, but can I think about angles and cross products? Yes. Yes, I can have the diagram in my mind somehow, but it's not visual. With enough practice, you can. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's really not that complicated. All right. Dot product. Oh. Oh. Wait. We already have this. So okay. We also so this code is not right. This code is very old. Because we could have vertical things. Okay. But we'll just make it work and then we'll handle these situations. Okay, so So we want VA and VB. Dot is dot product VA VB. Cross is cross product VA VB. Is VA lighter? Yes. Okay. Okay. I don't know if anyone can do 4x4 matrix multiplication. There might be an unsolved problem of computer science. Okay, we don't really want to be here, do we? We want to be here. And we're going to delete a bunch of things. Goodbye. Goodbye. And we're going to put a thing. Hello. And we're going to put another thing. Hello. And we're going to put another thing. Hello. Okay. So now I'm probably going to come back to this. Okay, what the hell? So you guys remember last night when I was really tired and there was all this matrix inversion fucking failure that was not being checked? So I already fixed one today that was going off, and now there's another one. So I'm not going to rat hole and do that right now, but so there were at least 2 different common cases in the game where somebody just wrote a fucking matrix inverse and it just fails and nobody noticed. So I guess we can't do 4x4 matrix multiplication is the answer. Counterclockwise. Clockwise, look, we one-shotted it. 180, 0, 180. Counterclockwise, clockwise, 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 clockwise. Okay. Easy clap. Programming's so easy. I don't know what people are talking about. All right. That said, it took me fucking years to understand these things as well, guys. Okay, since we're doing the dot twice, let's do this, right? And then, okay. This is a little bit redundant with this, but it's fine. These are orthogonal concerns. We're going to leave them separate. All right. Let us fix some of these other things. So now, we could because everything is axis aligned, we should just have one maximal. In 2D, cross.z tells us sine theta. But in 3D, when one direction could be vertical, we can't make that assumption. We should just have one maximal coordinate, and the other 2 are approximately 0, and that maximal coordinate is our sine theta. However, I actually don't know how to tell the sign in general, the sign of the... Like, so if it's a right-handed order of things, if we're crossing x with y, then it's plus z if it's 90 degrees, right? And it's minus z if it's minus 90 degrees. If we're doing xz, then we're skipping a dimension, right? And so it's minus y is 90 degrees. So this is the problem, is we can't... Oh, but I guess we know by what... No, because if we go zx, then plus 90 degrees. So how do we do this? I'm spacing on the answer. Like, how do we know if it's positive or negative? What is our reference direction? You think you found some typos? It's quite possible. I was really tired. You got out of jury duty with the he's guilty strat. All right. Good job. We might as well just do this, because this is exactly representable in float, whereas 0.9 is not. So I guess the answer is, it just depends on your perspective, right? So, because there is no reference direction. So if I go from vector A to vector B and I'm standing on one side, then it's clockwise, otherwise it's counterclockwise. And so that's our answer, is, here's what we're going to do. Whether we see this motion as clockwise or counterclockwise depends on which side of the rotation we are standing. So we dot the cross with the direction to the camera. Okay, so camera dir is manager camera position minus light, what is it called? Yeah, minus light dot visual position. Actually, though, no, that's true. Yeah. All right. Camera dot is dot product camera dir with cross. If x camera dot is greater than 0, then 1.0, right? Else minus 1.0. All right. So now this should give us the same answer. I was just sitting there spamming that we failed the whole time. So many failures to invert a matrix, dude. All right, so this should just do the same thing as before. Counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Look, we understand video maths. 0, 180. We understand video maths. All right. So now this should, in principle, also handle vertical directions. But it won't because it doesn't understand that yet because we're using the wrong thing. So up here, this should not be get direction from theta target. There should be some function somewhere like get beam vector. Yes, sir. Get beam vector light. All right. Although let's make sure that uses theta target. Also, yeah, that gives us a vector and not a. Yeah, let's just make sure that that's not an intermediate value. All right. Get beam vector. Vertical up, vertical down, theta target. Hard align. All right, cool. Okay, so now this is interesting because it changes a little bit. So before we had these integer directions, and we're just going to go, see, we're comparing, I guess not really here. We don't really use these up here. So then here, we're going to go actually, no, we should, it should always be success. Okay, so but we don't count it as a torque move, right? All right. Maybe that kind of doesn't matter. Okay. Now let's see. Invert matrix 4. Yes, indeed. If only we could invert matrix 4. All right. Counterclockwise. Dude, we one-shotted it every time. Perfect record. We have a perfect congressional record. Bruh. Bruh. Okay, we can take the W, right? And then I will send an email and I will type it for you. So, and that's really all I wanted to do tonight. Maybe now we'll look at this failure to invert a matrix as well. All right. So we're going to write the email just in a buffer and then I'll paste it. I added the updated sound events for torque, but I changed them a bit from what we discussed. The torque events are now also, though, as you say, it makes sense to have separate events for the torque and the, you know what? Let's call this beam turn. Okay. For the torque and the beam, because you can torque multiple beams at once and all the beams should make sounds. We do send events for each beam. So the events are torque success, player has used torque successfully, torque fail, player tried to use the torque but was not in a beam. Okay. For each beam the player was in, we send beam turn 0. The beam direction is unchanged. Beam turn CW. Beam turned 90 degrees clockwise. Beam turn CCW. Counterclockwise. Beam turn 180. Obviously. Okay, so hopefully this is a good setup, question mark. All right. Does this make sense to everybody? Let's make sure we still compile with the new names that I literally just typed. And then I check them in. And then I paste the email. I'm saying reply to all. I have sent the email. Maybe test on multiple beams? Nah. Nah. It's look, we do all the active beams. It's fine. We one-shotted it. Hope that AI finds a way to calculate ATN2 more efficiently. I wouldn't hold your breath. Nobody can do ATN2 without all of 3D rendering. In a markup language. Okay, so let us, as a bonus thing before I go to bed, let us look at what is going on here. I'm so glad I put that in, though. Like, for those of you who were here last night, you didn't see the other one of these that I already fixed this afternoon. This is the second one. This is why your matrix inversion function should return a success code, and it should be the first return value so that it cannot be ignored, because otherwise people will ignore it. They will be ignoramuses. The dictionary definition of an ignoramus is someone who ignores things. That's factual. I read it on Wikipedia. Okay. So this is like, we're just straight up in the shader, right? Or in the, all right. Okay. Fuck, we're not even storing the goddamn... Okay, so there's so many problems right here. Like, you shouldn't write this code because you can't debug it because we're not storing, like, all right. Where is this? Render? Like, just don't do this. Don't, just put the value, put the lotion in the basket, or it gets the hose again. Like, this is just better. We're getting the transform, we're inverting it. Like, all right. So now I can actually look at the transform that we get and see that it's more than meets the eye, or actually less than meets the eye in this case. Because, all right, X form. 1 0 0 12 0 1 0 16 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. That looks fine. Success is true. Okay, so it must be for some other case. Let's go. Conditions not success. All right, success is false. What is our X form? Look, it's all zeros. Because undoubtedly the output positions and stuff are not set, probably. So what is it, first of all? Wait, is it? The fuck is it? Oh, this is a particle source. So yeah, these are not being set. And most notably, the scale is 0. So if you multiply any matrix by scale 0, you're going to get zeros, and that is going to be singular. Not Singular, the cell phone company, even worse than that. An old friend who didn't even know that new allocated to the heap. What did this friend think that new did? Or like, what? Is this someone who uses new or someone who doesn't use new? Like, I have so many questions. Okay, we're just going to ignore the output things. All right. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to compile from here. That's not going to work. Now, why, if we're failing to invert this matrix, is it still rendering okay? Hey, look, it works now. So, like, what are we even using that matrix is the next thing to check. Okay, wait, what the fuck? What is even happening here? What? Maybe I wrote this a long time ago. Maybe this is someone else's fault. I did add this world space option. These are different comments. Let's put a space there. Like, now that I'm actually looking at what this code does, I didn't write this. I would not have inverted a matrix here ever. So I know I didn't write that. So maybe I didn't do any of this. In fact, the indentation down here is not something I would do. What the shit are we doing here? I guess we're putting these back in object space. This is complete trash. Oh my God, it's complete trash. We're not going to delete it tonight, though, because I'm tired and want to go to bed. It is 11:30 p.m. where I live. I danced a bunch today. Well, a bunch. An hour and a half, something like that. He just thought it was a thing you do to have objects as variables. Right. I mean, how can you have an object unless you make an object, dude? I mean, come on. He graduated with a CS degree and worked at a robotics company. Well, short that company. Short that company. Okay. So do we want to do anything else here? I don't understand why we are updating these things. What is today? May 15. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. We will come back and clean up this code at some point, I think, because all these matrix inverses are ass. But my goal tonight was merely to fix that failure to invert. I assume that because everything still showed up on the screen, we're not actually using this anymore. This is just really old code that doesn't need to be here. I actually don't know. All right. We're going to take that W and go to bed. Actually, you know what we'll do before we go to bed? We will run the Doom game. Whoops, I didn't mean to update. Pretty sure your use of ATAN2 can be replaced with just the first parameter. Let's see. So if theta equals ATAN2 y comma x is less than 0, then y is less than 0. I mean, that is a good point. That is a good point. So let's look at that. Right? Right? Whoops. No. Would it be a bad effort to comment out the block? Normally that would be a fine investigation to do. It's just I don't want to do it right now. I want to go to bed. 180. Hey. All right. Great. Well, we're not doing 3D rendering anymore because we're not calling ATN2. Fix a inversion failure, tweak, and streamline the ATN2 we just did. One less ATN2 in the world is perhaps a good thing. I would agree. Thank you for that. I wouldn't have noticed because I'm tired. And maybe I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't tired because I just, like, it just wasn't occurring to me that I should think about that. Oops, I left the no chicken. I left the no chicken. Yeah, it just wasn't occurring to me to think about simplifying it. But in retrospect, yeah, I was doing too much math for what we needed to do. Like, you shouldn't really need the dot. So if you're going to think about this another way, like, we already got all the information that we could out of the dot product part, right? Like, we know that the dot is 0. So, like, the sign component is the only part that could add new information to the situation, right? Regardless of whether it's ATN2 or whatever, like, no matter what, we should be able to do something with just this because we know this. It's a constant by the time we get here. All right. After all this year streaming, do I think it boosted my game program? What? What do you mean all this year streaming? Dude, I used to stream much more heavily than I do now. Like during COVID, I was streaming like 6 hours a day of programming, at least. Or something. I don't know. There were definitely entire months when we spent many hours a day streaming programming. But then it's also true that sometime earlier this year, some months ago, we had some big gaps of a couple months where I didn't stream much multiple times. So yes, relative to that time, we are streaming a lot more. All right, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run Doom, and I'm not going to play it tonight, but I'm sure it's got an Oscar-worthy, Pulitzer Prize-winning opening cutscene, right? About how the Doom Slayer just wants peace in the universe, right? So let's see that. Oh, we also have to compile shaders for 10 minutes, right? Up updated drivers are required. No, I don't want to update my graphics drivers. Dude, I literally just updated them like a week ago. We detect that uses with an older microcode. We recommend updating your BIOS. Dude, okay. The graphics in this game are not even good. Like, they couldn't even center this on this fucking thing. All right, so let's start there. Did I work on a Doom port? Yes. Yes, tremendously long ago. All right, we're going to learn about... Okay, we're going to learn about audio stutters, first of all. Great, great. Okay, looking good. Looking good. I'm really impressed by this flying id logo. No, that was what I was seeing also, guys. That was not an F. That was literally my screen. OBS is still going. I mean, maybe it was just choking the GPU. All right. View end user... Yeah, this is why the original Doom was so popular. It was because of the code of conduct. Okay, we always have to turn it up. All right. What is this music? This has nothing to do with Doom anything. All right. Here we go. Is there going to be a cool cutscene? They changed the difficulty levels. So is Nightmare actually really hard? Should we do Ultra Violence or Nightmare? We're not actually going to play right now, so... This is not even round. I feel empowered. No sound capture from the game. Oh gosh. Well, I didn't really like the music so far, but you know. Isn't it like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross? Why is it not that good yet? Did they give it to the summer intern? All right, very stuttery graphics. Very stuttery. Oh my god, it's stuttering all over the place. DJ Colleen. So the graphics do kind of look like a Unity game.
We will not leave here until the heart of Argent is found. It is close.
The Horde will tear this village to pieces, but our time is running out. Soon, the humans will summon him.
King Novi, we found their entry point. It doesn't make sense, sir.
The barrier is still holding, but our scans show that 3 portals were opened from inside the village.
The demons couldn't get past the barrier, so their followers are letting them in. Thera.
The transports. How much time?
I feel like I'm watching The Fifth Element.
Valen's armored division is still an hour away.
We could try and launch the Atlands.
There's no time. Bishop Creed. We need him.
Dude, I'm watching Dune. It's Dune. Dune copied Dune, like they pronounced it wrong, and then they were like, okay.
Thera, this temple must remain guarded.
The village of Kalim is a mining settlement. If it falls, everything will be destroyed, including your Sentinel energy reserves.
Launch the Slayer.
Total purification targeted for the village of Kalim.
Good thing he's got a fur coat.
Launching Slayer in 3, 2, 1. Release.
So far, this game has literally nothing to do with Doom.
Impact confirmed. The Slayer has been activated.
What are these HUD tips? That has literally nothing to do with Doom. This is like Doom made by Ubisoft. What a jerk. He damaged me. It's oh, yellow paint, and it's totally made by Ubisoft. It's got a constant HUD marker. I get to Mario shit. This is Easy Doom. It's a special version of Doom for special education programs.
The Slayer is dangerous. Keep your distance.
Instead of complaining, fuck you. If you're gonna come to my stream, yeah, just shut up, dude. Don't talk to me like that. Oh, you're not engaging in a long and erudite lecture about how you would design the prompting while you're also playing the action game and fighting the monsters effectively. I don't think you're a good person.
Ensign, do you have a lock on the Slayer's location?
Hey, look, I'm burning. My name's Bernie, the Doom guy.
Weapon drop incoming in 3, 2, 1.
It didn't stop everything there and put up a screen that says press G to use. Just seriously curious how I'd handle the explanation of controls. Dude, there's a history. There have been video games for like 50 years. Almost none of them for 50 years did this until recently. So I'm sure you can figure it out. The power gauntlet. So how do I get charges? By finding melee ammo or overtime. Okay. All right. This is too complicated, but that's fine. Bro, he died before I could do the 3-hit. Come on, man. Oh, yellow paint. I feel like I'm playing Max Payne 2. Oh. Dude, I'm burning! I gotta find health.
The main gate is under lockdown.
There's a key in the nearby church. Route and the location.
Whoops. I tried to punch and I didn't have any punch ammo. Yeah, I tried to do that and my shield wouldn't come up. Can be parried. Okay. My name is David Perry. Ow. I don't have any punch ammo. Okay, that's so frustrating. I keep trying to punch, and I don't have any punch ammo. Did I like Doom Eternal? I did not play Doom Eternal. At all. I just heard it had a bunch of Mario stuff in it, and I was like, nope. Stop! I know about the purple E. Boy, I'm sure glad they gave me all this ammo and armor and health for that massive boss fight.
The cultists are traitors.
That's all I need to know.
He's at ground zero. He located.
I got the blue card key. It's like they played Doom, dude. Stop! No, don't stop, I mean. Oh my god. What is it trying to tell me? Encounters. I've got 0 out of 6 secret. Dude, I don't care about secrets in this game. At all. That's my waypoint. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Once he kills the demons, the portals will collapse.
Oh, I have no ammo, dude. Sucks. Sucks to be me. Good thing that parried 180 in the opposite direction. Ow. All right. Good thing they put the big teeth on the screen. Oh! I was too late. Hey look, we get story. The Doom Slayer read the story. I don't know how to read the story. Why do I have 3 teardrops? Are those punches? What are those? Quake pad. Okay, I missed. Okay, awesome. That's the first time I died, was off the Quake pad, guys. It's Shredder from Teenage Mutant. Let me use it and figure it out. Oh my god. This is a Doom game where they don't really want you to use guns at all. See what I'm saying? I used the gun and that was a mistake. I've destroyed 3 of 4 demonic portals. I got a that was really secret, guys. Wow. That was tremendously secret. Is there a HUD telling me where is the secret key entrance? I mean, there's one more encounter. That's probably Demon Portal number 4, right? Hey, look, they added monster closets to the game. That's great. Dude, I swear this game was designed by Ubisoft. Okay, so those shields don't work. Do I have to halo the guy? Yeah. You have to halo the guy.
All hell gates closed. The village is secure.
Where's my secret key for?
Tier 5 readings in the South Bay. Incoming.
A Titan has been summoned.
How do I get all the armor? Do I have to drop in from above? Probably. How much do I care? Like, this map just isn't fun to travel around, so like, you know? Or maybe it just opens after you fight some monsters, like this one did. Hopefully they halt gameplay and present me with a dialogue, yeah.
Protect us! We have to move! We have to move!
Can I use this gun on the Titan? Lost my armors. Godzilla's fighting the Titan. Oh, there's two of the guys. I didn't realize. Hey, I'm using my gun a little bit in this fight, dudes. Let me get a punch ammo. Is that an exploding barrel?
We
Godzilla sure has bad breath.
They're making a final push.
I swear I just played Space Marine. That wasn't the right way to use that, probably.
Titan advancing.
Ow.
All remaining enemy targets have been neutralized. They lied to us. And now he has a leash.
The Makers felt a weapon as powerful as the Slayer.
Should be guided.
And you agreed.
He's not one
Of us. They want assurances. And so did I.
The beast is tearing through our ranks once again. And still, you
Look at that
continue
character
to be
design.
influenced by this outsider. It is not this witch who is forced onto the battlefield against the Slayer.
Why does everybody talk so slow in these fucking games?
Power of hell, cowering before
Can you just talk at a normal speed, please?
our enemy is divided. The time is now. And a heart of Argent gives us the power to conquer the beast and crush his allies. The Horde is yours.
Time Bandits. Oh, you're right.
For
Oh
now,
my God.
Prince Azareth,
It's Time Bandits.
I will be
It's
informed
evil. Don't
by
touch it.
Council of your progress.
They fear him, and so your dominion over hell is not absolute.
Avoid the Slayer. We should focus on breaking the humans first. Then resume our search.
We finished the village of DJ Khaled. Yeah. I don't care. All right. Quit. Well, it's the worst Doom game I've ever played so far. We'll see. But there's like, you know, the thing that I said about Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal Combat is even worse here, right? Which is you're going down to like really low health, and then it doesn't matter because you punch a guy and you get your health back, and it's very sloppy. Like, you kind of don't care about getting hit that much. Which maybe that's supposed to make you feel powerful, but really just feels sloppy. I don't know. Play Doom 2016, please. I did play Doom 2016. I thought Doom 2016 was pretty fun. Not totally fun, but pretty fun. Did Doom 2016 have the health regen? Yes. It had it from glory kills at least, and probably other stuff too. Refund? Nah, I'll probably play a little bit more. But like, yeah, this isn't... I mean, what this does go to show is even you can make a AAA game that sells successfully on Steam. All you have to do is use Unity game engine and have demon guys who talk really slow and seem like they're from Time Bandits. Thought the health thing was the whole point. It is the whole point, but I'm saying it's not good. It is possible to have a design decision that is a main thing of your design that is not good. In fact, games do it all the time. You don't know if Unity can make these graphics at this performance. I mean, the graphics seem worse than Doom 2016 to me. Maybe they're not. Maybe if I go play them side by side. But like, this does not seem like a game from a game studio whose pedigree is mind-blowing graphics anymore. Whereas Doom 2016 did seem that way. The health thing makes it lazy. They don't have to worry about balance. Yeah, I agree with that statement as well. If you watch Digital Foundries, they break down the graph. No, I don't care about what Digital Foundry has to say about a shader. I care about how does the game look. And like it doesn't look noticeably better than any other game that I've played. In fact, I think this looks worse than other games that I've played recently, actually. Directors and publisher keep pushing for this player cannot fail. I mean, I know why they think that, but that makes games boring. Like, challenge is part of what makes games interesting, right? The destruction is really cool. I mean, kinda. It just doesn't matter. I'm not noticing the destruction because it doesn't matter. Like, it's not gameplay relevant, right? Don't they use GPU ray tracing to calculate? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. But like ray tracing is, you can do ray casting on the, like, you wouldn't have called that ray tracing in the old days when you did it on the CPU. You would have just called it ray casting. So like, I don't know why you would bother to do that on the GPU. Like, it's a simple enough thing that you could do that on the CPU just fine. Like Soldier of Fortune did that in like 2002. Like Like Red Faction did Destruction in like 2005. Like all these ideas are really old. It's basically why you're required to have hardware ray tracing capable card. That does not sound like a correct explanation to me. I mean, I know someone believes that, but that doesn't sound right at all. Not at all. Like ray casting from, like you already have to ray cast from your gun to figure out what you're shooting, right? So like comparing that, and you already have a hitbox that's bound to the skeleton of the monster. Like it's probably a bunch of capsules or whatever in a game like this where you have, you know, humanoid things. So like you're already kind of hit detecting against a capsule. Like that's just raycasting. That was raycasting in original Doom in 1991 or whatever. Indiana Jones. Wait, does Indiana Jones use id Tech? Which sound design service are we using? We're not using a service exactly. We are working with some contractors. You sound like someone who is trying to sell your services as a sound design service. Those are the only people who talk that way, are people who are trying to sell you their services. Motor engine, which is a fork of id Tech. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, all I can say here is it doesn't, like I am not really feeling impressed by the graphics. Like the recent games that use the Unreal micropolygon stuff just look way better. So like Wukong looks better than this, for example. Maybe that's down to art direction. Maybe if it were art directed differently, I would like it better. I don't know. Did I feel empowered when I pressed E? I felt like I was pressing E to punch a lot. Should you play Wukong? I enjoyed as much of Wukong as I played. I didn't want to play the whole thing, but I enjoyed what I played. I mean, Elden Ring looks better than this game, broadly speaking. You might make arguments that the graphics technology in this game is doing something more technically sophisticated, but it does not look better than Elden Ring. And Elden Ring is like 3 years old at this point, right? No way. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to find... I don't know. These aren't the best looking fights, but like... Like, that already looks better than Doom. Just through art direction. I mean, that's maybe a cutscene, I don't know. It's in game at some point. I mean, this already looks better than Doom. The animation is not better. The guy looked stupid there for a second. These animations are better. The video compression is pretty awful, but... Like, this just looks better. It's just more focused. It's not a bunch of slop all over the screen. Like, you remember... I remember when I was running around and I was like, how do I unlock this armor and whatever? And I was on this map. The map was completely brown. It was all these rocky hills with wood on them. And it just all merged together and was just kind of slop, right? Where I was like, look at this, dude. The graphics technology is not better, but it looks better. Like, look at that. That looks so cool. And there are boss fights that look better than that. Anyway. The Renala fight. Yeah, that's a good one. I was trying to remember, what's the... I was searching for Corrupted Queen fight, but that's not what it's called. What's the one with all the... You know, the red corruptant fungus floating in the air? What's that one? But let's look up this one. Elden Ring Renala fight. I actually played this far in the game, and it looked amazing, dude. This looked so good. We'll skip the cutscene part. No, maybe not. It's in engine, I guess, but... Like, this already... This looks so much better than Doom Dark Ages. Like, it's not even funny. Look at this. I mean, I don't know about hacking up school kids or whatever, but...
Slumber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide.
Millennia Trump boss fight?
of the last queen of Caria, Renala of the full moon.
Like that. Okay. How much better does this look than literally anything that we just played? Right? I mean, it's the middle of a cutscene, but then you do the fight and like the moon is there and it's awesome. Right? Good night. Like, look at this. Look at this boss fight. It was so cool when I played this. Okay, we got to look up the Melania Trump fight. Like, look at that. That's looks. I'm looking for. There's a thing where there's like flower petals floating in the air and all that. Oh yeah, it's here. Like, look how good that looks. Like, look at that. That looks so much better than anything we just played. Look at that! Art direction just matters so much. It matters so much. Okay, let's see this. Doom 2016. Mission 1.
Macca's got.
Upon completing it, and if you're not interested in what these videos on,
yeah, like even like this looks more interesting than what we just played,
also
right?
completing all of the available challenges.
It's like it is
level.
kind of monochrome, but it's monochrome in a way that is compelling and looks good,
just
and like
about every single possible single-player achievement or trophy. And 11 of those are going to be related
it's just
directly
like not
to the
slop in the same way as the level that we just
If you're
played.
not interested in watching the entire run through the level, all you'll have to do is look for
It's
the
a little hard to
time links in the
compare
YouTube
'cause this is
description
blurry.
or on whatever website it is that you're watching this on.
I'm sure this guy's
And as
voice
for
is loud
commentary,
and
I'll
annoying,
only be
right? Like this looks, you know, this just looks better than what we just played. Right? And it's 9 years ago. Some of you weren't even born when this came out. That one rock column in the middle didn't look good, but yeah, it's just art directed better is the thing. Yeah, the level design is better and the art direction is better. Like there was literally so I don't know. I will stop complaining and go to bed. We'll probably play this game a little bit more. But like It's probably the worst Doom game. I mean, maybe Doom 3 was worse than this. It's hard to compare. Because I don't remember, like, the thing about Doom 3 is the graphics were frickin' astonishing when it came out. But the gameplay was not that good, right? So but I still played the whole thing. I don't know. Doom 3 is pretty good. I mean, Doom guy can't figure out how to tape his flashlight to his gun, so you know. Doom Eternal is the worst. Yeah, that's the only one I didn't play, really. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm signing off. See you later on.